So for today's reading, we'll be talking about what do other people love about you. So let's start by shuffling the card. Okay, I will be shuffling while still reading about your card. So first of all, you have this Page of Pentacles, and then this Eight of Wands. So first things first is that you are someone who takes action. So people love you because you are the kind of person who takes action more rather than thinking about things over and over and over without taking the action. Moreover, here I can see that you are someone who is good in learning skills or getting the experience that will eventually helps you in learning to build your wealth, or skills that helps you in getting more experience, more opportunities in earning financial abundance. So basically people like you because you are giving them the opportunity of learning skills and experience, having the experience to be able to have this abundance. You influence people to learn that there are a lot of abundance out there, and you just have to find the correct ways and have the right mindset to chase after it. And so with the Emperor, I'm sorry, I was trying to say Hierophant, but it came off as Emperor, but okay, perhaps the Emperor also something that is significant for your path, but for now, the Hierophant. So you're someone who loves teaching others, you love mentoring others. So this is why people love you, because you love teaching others, you love helping others in finding their ways, which eventually, perhaps to some of you, are inspiring people to earn more wealth, to receive more abundance in their life. And you also help people, inspire them to take action, this necessary action. So there's this some kind of apologies if you can hear my tummy rumbling. But yeah, you inspire people to take action. You inspire people to make their dreams come true. So there is this influence that is mentor-like, the kind that gives off this coaching energy. A coach, a mentor, some kind of motivational figure in the other person's life, which makes them love you so much and they fancy you. Perhaps they look up to you, respect you, and see you as someone who is well respected and adored by their students, by their followers, and so on. Let's see what else for ball number one. What do people love about you? You have this vibe and energy that attracts opportunities, be it job offers, career related, or wealth related, as in financial abundance. What else for ball number one? Also, you're someone who is very quick in taking action. You're not the kind of person who procrastinate. You're not the kind of person who ignore things when obstacles came to you. You are the kind of person who, let's solve this right away so that I can fix or solve other problems afterwards, so that I don't have to mull over these problems or these things in the future. So let's quickly solve this so I can move on and solve better things in the future. Someone who is quick in their feet, very action-oriented people. To be honest, all in all, you just seem very inspiring. You inspire people to do better, you inspire people to take action. And not only inspiring people through your words or to your behavior, but you are the kind of person who walked it off. So you give a role model that is actually doing the things that they are preaching about. Such a wonderful figure you are. I see that you are very well respected by other people and people love you. With that, you are very influential. People listen to your words. They think highly of you. They love you because there are so many things that you can teach them. There's so many things that they can learn from you. And you are more than willing to share your knowledge. Yes, you're not the kind of person who is not greedy. You're not the kind of person who does not like to share their knowledge. So you're the kind of person who thinks that by sharing knowledge, it won't left you in scarcity. In fact, by sharing knowledge, it will only bring you more abundance than before. So you have this expansive mindset that draws people in, that makes people want to learn to you, because you are more than willing to teach other people. You are more than willing to share your knowledge to a lot of people. You don't think that by sharing your knowledge, it will lessen the knowledge that you have. No. You think that by sharing your knowledge, you will help other people, and other people will help you too in learning better things, in seeing things in a better way, in a more expansive way, in looking things that you have never looked before. So there's this abundance mindset in you that is very prominent here. Anything else for pile number 1? But what do people love about them? It was interesting because you have this Hierophant, God of a teacher, and the Page of Pentacles, or the Page card, which I love to associate of being a student. So not only that you are willing to teach other people, but you are willing to become a student here. You are willing to learn. You have this open-mindedness that just because I have a lot of knowledge does not mean that I should stop learning. No, I am learning every single day, and there is so many things that I can improve. There are so many things that I have not known yet. So you're not the kind of teacher who stop learning just because they think they have enough knowledge. You are loved by people because you are someone who is willing to learn. You have this thirst of learning more. You have the thirst of gaining more knowledge, a wider perspective. In a sense, there's this wisdom of you from admitting that you do not know, from admitting that even you yourself, the teacher, are willing to learn from the students. Such an amazing energy. Okay, let's see what else for pile number 1. What do people love about them? There is this humbleness in you. You have this humble personality and very childlike in a way that you are looking at the world as if you are experiencing it for the first time. So people love the way you look at the world. People love that you have this fresh perspective of looking things when a lot of people are taking it for granted. So you are able to see at the normal things as something that is a blessing, which it is a blessing, but not a lot of people are able to look at that. A lot of people are too busy in their business that they forgot that the things that are already there, the things that they are experiencing right now, is such a blessing to be able to enjoy. There's these blessings in small things. And because they're so busy doing things that they forgot to enjoy the small things too. Like for example, playing in the rain or enjoying the breeze. It was something simple. And yet a lot of people does not know how much of a joy it is when you're enjoying that activities. It's just small activities, but people are too busy in experiencing that. But here I see that you are someone who looks at the world in the eyes of the child. You look like you're experiencing things for the first time. You notice these little small things that people are so used to it, and it helps other people see this perspective, seeing and realizing that people have been missing out a lot. There is this carefree energy in you that people love. There's this innocence and naivety. By the way, innocence and naivety is not a bad word. I do realize that it does often associated with being vulnerable, with being weak, but that is not what I'm trying to picture here. What I'm trying to picture here is that you have this freedom that is not restricted by the society standards, so you're not pressured into doing things that people are doing because the society standards are making them do. To be honest, the vibe that I'm getting here is like a child with the wisdom of someone who has been reincarnated a couple of times. So it's like an old soul here. And yet, interesting enough, just because you are an old soul here, you have this wisdom. You do not become arrogant. You still maintain this fresh perspective of looking things in the new way, of finding new things, new adventures to be explored, new places to visit and to learn and to experience. What else for pile number people love about them. Also, you're good at starting new things. Not only that you're quick on your feet, but you're also good at starting new things. So, rolling off the gears, because I know that a lot of people, including me, are having difficulties of starting things, but here you are inspiring because you act really fast. You take action first so that it won't restrict you or hinders you in the future, because people tend to procrastinate a lot, which I'm calling out myself too. But you're the kind of person, okay, let's just do this and finish this up real quick so it does not bother us in the future. You are not someone who is fearful of this new adventure for starting things. You look at unfamiliarity, you look at something new and unexplored as something that is exciting, which is why people love you, because it helps them diffuse the fear and worries and anxieties that people have. And it's normal to fear something that is unfamiliar because you don't know what it has for you. And yes, you are the kind of person who actually feels excited in exploring new things and starting new ventures, new skills, and learning things, getting the experience of something that you have never experienced before. And because you're excited and you are very much enjoying the moment, it helps in influencing other people to feel happy to feel excited too. Because I do feel like humans are actually people who are easily influenced. People are just like mirrors, so they mirror back what you put out to the world. So in here I see that because you are someone who loves exploring new things and you are so excited with this unexplored space or skills or anything, you make people also feel excited for things that is unfamiliar, and because you made them feel good about this thing that is supposed to be making them scared, people love you because they make you feel like they love themselves more when they're around you. Does that make sense? So when you're around them, you're raising the vibration, and people love you because they started to love themselves, because they look at things that comes from curiosity rather than comes from fear. Okay, anything else for Paul? Number 1, what do people love about them? I think this one wants to come. Let's use this card. What do people want to... Okay, I think someone was trying to say something to you, because I was trying to say what do people love about Paul number 1, but then I'm zoning out and started to say what do people want to tell to Paul number 1. But okay, I think someone or some specific group of people are trying to tell you something. Perhaps it's a compliment because they love your energy. Yeah, they do love your energy. This is such a precious energy. hope you understand that. Feel free to claim it if you don't think that this is not my pal, I'm not like this or I'm not like that. But you see, sometimes we don't realize the effect that we have to other people. And I want you to accept that you are bigger than what you think. You have a lot of influence, more than you can think. So rather than putting yourself down, I want you to say good things to yourself. Let's practice that. And I'm not saying this because I'm also learning to say good things to myself. It's a progress, it's a process, not a one-time thing. And so I hope we can learn it together. You know, the reason that I make this tarot video is also because I want to learn to focus on the good things in life, to focus on forgiving and supporting myself and other people. So it's some sort of a practice, and practicing in a sincere way. So you're not forcing things, but you're actually magnifying the strengths. Looking at the strength. So there's this be simple. So you're someone who is very simple. You don't need a lot of things to feel happy. You're not the kind of person who is troubled with a lot of things. So very simple people, enjoyable people. There's this sense of it's easy to interact with you. So there's no much drama happening. So you don't manipulate people, you don't attract people with the kind of defense or offense that brings up trauma. It feels very peaceful but exciting. Okay, it seems like my tummy was very loud today. Can you hear that? But okay, anything else for pile number 1? Also, if you're watching this when you haven't had your lunch or breakfast or dinner, please eat properly. And I hope you enjoy the meal that you are taking. I'm also going to have my meal after I finish this reading. So to some of you, please take care of yourself. I see that some of you are tired, perhaps that you've been walking a lot. I know that this is not the topic of today. I'm trailing off a little bit, but I hope you don't mind. I hope you take care of yourself. Get some proper sleep if you haven't had to. And if you're watching this one, it's nighttime already and you need to sleep, then I prefer that you stop watching this for a moment. You can just watch it tomorrow. It does not matter. This video is not going anywhere, so if you haven't had your sleep yet, please do take care of yourself. It saddens me that okay, I suddenly trailed off. I think there is something about the sun here. Perhaps some of you might have this. Perhaps you love sunbathing and it helps you raise the mood. So if that does helps you, go out a little bit more, try to sunbath, enjoying the sun, hitting the skin, feeling the skin warms under the sun, and enjoying the light hitting your skin. Okay, the sunlight as it hits your skin. Okay, this deck does not seem to want to say anything yet. Let's use the purple one again. Anything for pile number one. Oops. Oh, that's a lot. Just a moment. I'm just going to take all of that. Okay, you have 6 cards. That's actually a lot. So make time for your hobbies. Do something that makes you forget about time in a healthy way. So yeah, people love you because you make time for your hobbies and then you do things in a healthy way. Make time for your hobbies, do something that makes you forget about time in a healthy way. So I can conclude here that some of you have this hobby that does not involve any screen. So this hobby of yours is something that is very attractive to other people because this is a healthy outlet that helps you stabilize your mood. It helps you create this character and world and emotional stability, and people love you because not a lot of people have hobbies these days, and I'm not blaming them because these days we have entertainment, social media to fill in the free time, and social media or entertainment these days are created to make us addicted to it. And in here you have this hobbies that does not require you to stay in social media or using technology, or something that is actually very fulfilling to you. And because you're so passionate with your hobbies, people are inspired to have their own hobbies too. It felt like this is something that is simple, but to be honest, it's very impactful. When people have hobbies that they do enjoy doing, that does not feel like a burden to them, and it is something that is healthy to them, not self destructive, it helps create this emotional stability and, to be honest, makes you a more happier and confident person. And also, there's this card that what you consume often becomes your reality. Be mindful of what you consume. So, there's also this feeling that this is connected. So, something about your hobby that does not require you to do social media or be in the internet a lot. Not that you won't be using internet, but something that helps you disconnect, to have these boundaries with the internet, have these boundaries that you can take a time off from the social media, from being too addicted to something that is created to make the users addicted. So yes, you are mindful with what you consume. Perhaps your lifestyle or something that is admirable. Perhaps you take good care of yourself, you exercise a lot, or you are the kind of person who are able to control your screen time, something like that, or you organize your time very efficiently and effective in a way that people are inspired and they love how structured and how controlled you are. You know when to play, you know when to work, you know when to focus, you know when you can relax and wind off. And also here, memories are important, but remember to live too. So you're not someone who is stuck in the past. And people love that you move forward here. You start new beginnings, you take action real quick, and you learn the lesson that you learned from the past. So not only that you move on, but you learn the lessons that you have in your past, from the past experience. And you are not stuck in the past. When things happen, okay, learn the lesson and then move on. There are so many new things that you can experience in the future. So many opportunities to be happy, so many opportunities that will bring blessings for me or for you, and so on. And then here, life is a game, make sure you are the one who plays, not others who make choices for you. So yeah, you are the kind of person who plays the game. You take control, you take charge in your destiny, in your life. So you don't let other people take the decision for you. So you take things on your own. You take your own, you make your own choices. You take this accountability. You are responsible for the choices that you make. To be honest, this is so precious. I would love to give you a hug if you allow me and if you like hug, but I hope you can feel this digital hug, energetic hug that I'm giving you right now. So hug. I hope you don't cringe with that, but I just want to hug you for a moment. And see, this is what I told you before. Take care of your health. This is essential. I know that this seems like calling out to you, but it felt to me like right now, at the very least in this period of time when you're watching this, because this is a timeless reading, you've been pretty busy and preoccupied by something, and you kind of neglect your health a little bit. But I see that you're someone who actually takes good care of yourself. So perhaps this is just for a moment, but I want to remind you that have some time for yourself and take care. Now it will makes me sad if you're unwell. So this is your last card. Do not compare your level 2 to someone else's level 10. Focus on your journey instead. So there's something that correlates with this two cards. It felt like you're working really hard because you want to achieve something. You want to achieve this expertise, but do take the time off for yourself. Take a break and take care of yourself. What do you need? If you need to sleep, then take the break to sleep. If you need to eat, then please take a food. Okay, that's not the correct English word. Please have a meal and so on. And don't forget to take care of yourself. I know I'm repeating myself, but I really do hope that you know I care for you. I truly do care for you. I just see 38. And I apologize if I seem like nagging. I don't intend to nag, but if it comes that way, I apologize. But I want to tell you, about your card is that what people love about you is that you do not compare people. So you do not compare if they are a beginner or if they're expert in a field. You are someone who is very fair in teaching or coaching, guiding people. And people loves you because you see people as someone who is in a journey, and people, everyone is in their journey. They have different goals, they have different backgrounds, and they have different things that is going on with them. So you do not judge them for where they are from. So you're not the kind of person who will say to other people that they are late in doing something or they are too late in learning something. You're not the kind of person who does that. You're the kind of person that it's exciting that now you can experience the things that I like too, so we can share these things. So you are not bounded with time, not bounded with experience. You treat people fairly, you treat them as in there are so many things, exciting things and blessing ahead of you. So you're excited with how much blessings can come to all of you, and people love that because you see the positive things rather than thinking, oh, we are late, or it's too late, or it's impossible, or comparing yourself or themselves to other people. No, you just focus on your journey and enjoy their journey, and actually sincerely having fun while taking the step in your journey. So anything else for pile number 1? Any last cards for pile number 1 about what people love about them? I think that's it for your reading. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Welcome, pile number 2. So this is your reading about what do other people love about you. Let me shuffle your card first, and then we'll read your cards. Oops. Ah. Oh no. Okay, we have the Judgment, the 4, and then the 8 of Wands. So I'll be reading your pile while shuffling, because sometimes the cards are not coming out because I need to read something. There's some message that I need to tell you before the next card are supposed to came out. Because sometimes when you have a lot of cards, there's so many messages that come at one time, so perhaps they don't want me to miss. That's why the cards are coming up really. Okay, I just zone out. So there's this thing that you've been thinking. I know, first thing first, we're talking about what people loves about you, but I think I want to say this out loud to get it out of my head. But there's something that you've been thinking. something about this regret that you've been mulling over, but just an advice if you want to hear. If you don't want, you can just skip ahead, but do not shame yourself for the past mistakes that you've made. Rather than shaming, I think it's much more important to accept things and take responsibility for the mistakes that you made and learn a lesson so that you can move on and make better mistakes in the future. I know that there's this guilt and feeling that we must punish ourselves because we made these mistakes, but you know, as humans, as we learn through this life, we make mistakes, and to make the process smoother, I believe that we need to accept that we do make a mistake. We're not in denial of it. We accept wholly, we take accountability and take responsibility, fix it if we can fix it, and do our best to clear up the situations and learn the lesson, the mistakes that we made, and then move on, because it already happens, right? It's in the past. So I don't think that punishing yourself do any good in this situation. I think I just need to say that. Okay. Again, I'm not calling out to any of you. I don't mean to nag either. I hope you take this kindly. Alright. So for your pal, what do people love about you is that you're not someone who is afraid to speak your truth. You're not someone who is censoring yourself if it meant to be said. So if it's something that needs to be said, so there's this elephant in the room that needs to be talked about, and you talk about it. You bring the topic up so that you can clear things up. And I can see here that you're also a fast speaker. That was actually something quite random, but I see that people love that about you because you speak fast. That was suddenly come to my mind. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, to some of you, you are, oh, perhaps you do rapping and people love that. There's this fast speaking, you're good at debating or rapping or something that requires you with this communications, and it owes people, it makes people admire you. Perhaps someone who is good at rhyming, good at putting their words so that it is impactful. The thing is, I see that people love you because you are not the kind of person who is afraid to chase their dream. You're the kind of person that if you have something that you want to achieve, this goal of mine that I want to pursue, you will take the steps to pursue it. You don't think too much. You don't think about the fears that is within you. Of course, it's human to have fears. Of course, you also have fears, but you don't let those fears, you don't let the scary things in the world let it stop you to pursue your dreams. And people admire and love that about you because you are staying authentic to yourself, you're staying true to yourself, and to be honest, it's not something that is a lot of people are brave enough to do it. It's something that only the strong ones can do it because they are learning to be okay with themselves, learning to take their own individual path, if that is what calls them. And I see you're someone who is very well educated, well cultured. You know a lot of things, you read a lot of books, you know about a lot of facts and culture, languages even, and well traveled. Someone who is always in for new adventures. This is such an exciting wow. You have interesting energy here. Some kind of this 8th house. I'm sorry, I was meant to say the ninth house, but perhaps the 8th house also. There's something that is relevant to you. Perhaps people love for your intensity. They love how intense you are. They love how there's this intimidating side of you, or this side of you that makes people think, reflect on their actions. But there's this huge Sagittarius energy here. So perhaps you have a prominent Sagittarius placement or prominent 9th house placement. And yeah, there's something regarding laws, overseas travel, religion. Perhaps you're someone who is very religious, very obedient in the values that you think is important, that you deem as significant in your life, and you are good at obeying those. There's this sense of charismatic with you, with this Judgment card. I see that people look up to you. There is this majestic vibe that came up from you. Majestic, and seems like you take the space in the room. So when you enter the room, people look at you. You have this different perspective that you can offer to the table, and it makes people listen to you because of the new perspective that you are offering. Anything else for pile number 2? What do people love about? So you're also a risk taker. People love you because you are not afraid to take the risk. If it's something that is fulfilling to you, if it's something that you think will bring you the most satisfaction, the most fulfilling life, even if your goal is something that is deemed to be very risky, for example, you're not the kind of person who will pursue a normal career job. And people think that your job or a career that you choose is something that seem risky. For example, a painter. There is this old traditional belief that being a painter will not bring you a lot of money. Of course, as the time changes, there is also more ways to sell your painting online and so on, but there is this sense of, even if this is risky, if I believe that this will bring me the most fulfillment, the most satisfaction in my life, then I will pursue this. Anything else? Pile number 2. But it seems like this deck does not have anything yet to do. I'm using the purple deck here. What do people love about pile number 2? Okay, this one was almost falling. Perhaps you're someone who is in the legal field. That was something that I see. So perhaps you're in the legal field, you know a lot about the laws, about businesses, because my eyes suddenly get caught with this business. Negocio in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you this. You are allowed to take some space. There's no need to feel guilty. So you're the kind of person who does not cut yourself into pieces so that people can swallow you easily, so people can't take you in more easily. But no, you don't censor yourself, you don't cut yourself short, you don't take small spaces so that people are comfortable with you and people admire you because you are so authentic. You stay true to your words, you stay true to your actions and inspire people. It inspires people to become their authentic self too in front of you. No, people are mirrors. So when you give up that you're being authentic, you're being real with yourself, people can help, but they also want to show their real side to you. There's this sense of wanting to match the energy. What else for pile number 2? What do people love about them? Okay, if there is a window to your soul, what do you see? So people see you as someone who has a very beautiful soul. You stay true to yourself, you take the actions towards your goals, to your dreams. You think that you see yourself as someone. Oh, you accept yourself wholly. So you accept your bad side, you accept your good side, you accept your strength and weakness, and people love you for that because it's not easy to accept the bad things or the things that you reject in yourself. A lot of people does not want to see the bad side of them. They don't want to look at it in the eyes and completely accept it. Or there's this flawed version of mine that is different from the one that I have in my fantasy. But you here are the kind who accept them. You accept the darker side of yours, you accept things, and because you wholeheartedly accept all parts of you, it makes people love you because how you treat yourself is the mirror on how you let other people treat you. and you do not let other people treat you as you are just a pieces. Okay. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of confusing. But this is your card. Ask yourself why. So you're someone who is good in doing self-reflection. You're someone who is good in learning your lessons, doing self-reflection, being self-aware is also a very high skills for someone, because if you want to change something, you have to be aware of it first. I mean, awareness is something that is very important, and you have this high self-awareness that people are envious. They love you for that. And look properly. There might be things that don't be as what you think it is. Things might not be as what you think it is. So you're someone who is very observant here, despite you're looking like you're someone who is reckless, who take risky things. People might think that you don't take your actions seriously, you don't think over your decisions seriously, especially with both of this card goes next to each other. But you're someone who is very observant. You are someone who look at things properly. You see things, you see details that people missed. Okay, I keep messing up the cards, but I hope you don't mind. Let's see what else for pile number 2. Moreover, you're not the kind of person who shy away from the spotlight. To be honest, I see here that you're not someone who actually seeks out the spotlight. It's just that the spotlight lights upon you. But then when it happens, you're not someone who shy away. You take up the space and put your words out there, put your opinions out there so that people can understand you better. To share your knowledge, the things that you have you're finding discovery, and create this environment where you can discuss things. To be honest, when we talk about debating or having a conversation, it felt like pile number 1 was also relevant to you. And if you think that you are called to listen to pile number 1, feel free to listen to both of them. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and Ace of Swords, someone who is very good with their words, this mental capacity, intellectual, and so on. Someone who is very good in choosing the right words, very fluent, and their words are impactful. It inspires people. I think that pile number 1 will resonate with you. There are some messages for you there. They don't feel inclined to listen to pile number 1, it's okay. But feel free to listen to it if you feel called to. So anything for pile number 2, please. What do people love about them? You love having conversations. So you're the kind of person who starts the conversation first. You open the conversation. Very open-minded people. You can talk literally about anything without being offended or being forcing your opinion to something. do people love about them? You have good hands. That was quite random, but that's something that I focus on. Hands here, but hands, perhaps some of you have a beautiful hands, or you're a hand model, or you are good in, for example, pottery, or something that requires you to do with your hands, sewing, pottery. What else? Sign language. Yeah, I can see here that you're probably someone who learns a lot of language. Sign language, foreign languages. And you're very good at it too. You learned really fast. You're quick in understanding the concept, remembering new vocabularies, and implementing it in a conversation. And not only that, you are not someone who is afraid of making mistakes. Such a beautiful student mindset here. I really love it. Wow. Okay, anything else for pile number 1, 2? You see things in a bigger picture. So perhaps you have the Sagittarius Mercury in your chart. What else for pile number 2? I don't think this card has anything yet so far. Oh, okay. Wheel of Fortune. So you're someone who is very, very, very blessed. People love you, that not only you are naturally lucky, but you are grateful with your luckiness. You are grateful with all these blessings that you have in your life. You enjoy them to the fullest, and you don't take them for granted. When things are happening for you in your advantage, you do not take them for granted. You say that you are so blessed, you are so grateful, and it helps in bringing more luck into your way. It helps in bringing those blessings even more in your life, and people love you because you look at the good things in life more than wallowing in the misery of life. Anything else for pile number 1? Also, you have good karma too. So you've been piling up good karma, and it will goes back to you, this good karma. Sit down, it's time to untangle it. Oops, it's not focusing, but yeah, basically sit down, it's time to untangle. Did I say it before that you are someone who is very good at doing self-reflection? Or yeah, I say it with this card. You are someone who is good at doing self-reflection. If you see here, sit down, it's time to untangle it, and ask yourself why. So yes, you are the kind of person who do a lot of self-reflection, and people love you, they're jealous, about you, because how much self-awareness do you have? Very self-aware people, and there seems to be so many things that you can learn, and you come into yourself as in when you look within yourself and you explore yourself. There are so many things that you learned. To be honest, if the Hermit card comes out, it's not even weird. Anything else for pile number 2? One last card, please, for pile number 2. What are you hiding? Release repressed emotion and find healthy outlets. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, you are so aware with yourself. See, like, this card is seemingly all related with each other. Sit down, it's time to untangle it. Ask yourself, why? What are you hiding? Release repressed emotion and find healthy outlets. So people love you because you are not the kind of person who wallows in the things that you cannot change. You find ways, you find solutions. What do I really need in this situation? Was it a solution to a problem, or was it just something that helps me release the tension, helps me stabilize my emotion? So what I need is releasing these repressed emotions, so finding healthy outlets and so on. So you take the time to do a self-reflection, go inside yourself and see what do you actually need and why, what caused this, what is happening, and what does my emotions are trying to tell me, because emotions are data, they are telling you something. And yeah, very self-aware people who is very good in asking good questions. You're asking the right questions in order for you to be able to reach to where you want to reach. It's like there is this quote from a self-help book. I forgot precisely where I read it, but there is this quote that says, if you want to know the quality of someone's life, listen to what questions they asked in their life. Correct me if I'm wrong when I quote this, that's it. Basically, it describes well about you. So you are asking the right questions, which leads you in understanding yourself better, which leads you to discovery about yourself, and you share it with the world about this discovery that you know, the lesson that you learn, so that people can also learn with you. And sometimes it's not something that is easy to hear, because the truth or the lesson that you learn sometimes is not sweet. It's the truth, and truth does not always have to be sweet. And yeah, I don't think that a lot of people able to digest it, because sometimes people just don't have the maturity in that moment to receive this information. And it does not mean that you are wrong or they are wrong, but there will be a time where they understand what you meant. And I think that's it for your reading. Okay, I think there's one thing. What are you hiding, sir? You're good at keeping your mouth shut. I know, but oops, I'm sorry. I knock the camera, but yeah. So what are you hiding? I was focusing on what are you hiding. So perhaps you're someone who is good at keeping secrets. So you're not the kind of person who, when you hear something, you pass it over to other person. So yeah, you keep your mouth shut. You are very trustworthy in your words. You know how to keep secrets. Yeah, such a good energy. Thank you for letting me read your pile. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Hello, welcome pile number 3. So this is your reading about what do people love about you. So let us shuffle your card first before reading into your cards. Okay, so you have the first card, which is the Page of Wands. And what else? Okay, Wheel of Fortune. So first things first, what comes is that you are naturally lucky. Someone whose energy, personality, and charm is that they attract blessings into their life. The way they function, their attitude, the way they see the world is that this is someone who is very blessed. Not only that, they are naturally lucky, that their personality and attitude in life is the attitude of someone who is attracting more and more blessings in their life. So people love that about you. They love your energy, they love your bubbly personality, very jovial, excited, energetic, so full of life here. Someone who enjoys the ups and downs of life. The kind of person who, whatever their situation is, they are able to look at the brighter side of things. This is such wonderful energy. I feel like I want to give you a high five for doing your best, for always doing your best, no matter what situations you are facing. And I love this so much. I hope you know that. I really do hope that you know about your energy. It's very influential and people loving that so much that it comes off really smoothly. It's like there's this common consciousness that everyone knows how much adorable you are. There's this vibe that people adore you so much, people fancy you because you're so precious. You have such a beautiful way of looking at the world. You have a beautiful perspective on how you look at situations and experiences. And people think that is one of your greatest gifts. Very positive, naturally charming, to be honest. There's this youthful energy that comes from you. I get the feeling that no matter what age you are right now, there is this certain freshness, youthfulness that came from you. And it helps making people enjoying their life. It felt like you are in your prime time, and people love that because you act very exciting. You act like you're enjoying the life to your fullest, and people cannot help but wanting to enjoy their moments to their life to as if it's their prime time. It does not matter whether it's their prime time or not, whether it's their youth or not. People love that when they hang out with you, when they are near your presence, they can feel this youthfulness, this freshness, this way of looking at the world like it is something that is worth living, is something that is extremely enjoyable. There's so many new opportunities yet to explore, new places yet to visit, new people yet to encounter. And there's so many things that felt like you have so much thing to experience in this world, and you haven't had met even half of it, and you are excited for what the world can offer you. To be honest, I get the feeling that the three of the pal have similar messages. Either they have similar messages or they have messages that are relating in other pals. So if you have any inclinations to choose other pals too, perhaps you can check out the first and the second pal if you'd like. And if the pals call out to you, perhaps there is some message that will resonate with you in that pal. And so, continuing on, what people love about pal number 1. I'm sorry, pal number 3. Yes, perhaps pal number 1 will resonate with you. I was meant to say pal number 3, but somehow I keep saying pal number 1. For pal number 3. I don't know, but somehow there's someone who says no. So perhaps you enjoy winter time, or you have hobbies that relating with snow, like for example snowboarding, skiing, or something like that, something similar. And people are admiring you, they love seeing you doing their hobbies. And then the Three of Swords. So you're a heartbreaker. Not that you break other people's hearts, but you're just someone who is easy to love, okay? You have a lot of admirers, you have a lot of crushes that have feelings for you. So basically, you are like this everybody's favorite, everybody's idol. There's this common knowing, common agreement that you are very popular. There is this popular energy here. Not that you have to be popular to be able to claim this, but it felt like people love you because you are good at handling with people. You are good at making people like you, getting their hearts, getting them to fancy you, whether it is platonically, romantically, anything. You are the kind of person who is good in making people have feelings towards you. So you have a lot of admirers here. Moreover, I'd like to put this Three of Swords as someone who has a lot of self-love. So there's this sense of inner security that I don't need to have love from the external. I have this sense of security of having enough love for myself. Not that I do not have the opportunity to seek one from the external, but I am not relying myself from the external love because I can provide myself the love that I need. So even if you're in a relationship, you're not the kind of person who relies on your partner's validation and on the other person's affections, because you know that you can't provide them to yourself. You can provide the love that you want to receive, the sense of comfort that you want to receive. Basically, there's this very sense of self-love, a secure sense of self-love. Yes, that was what I'm trying to say. And people admire you because you have this sense of confidence that is healthy and it is very attractive. Can I be honest that this attractive level of yours is very much at the maximum here? You give off the feelings that some kind of Aries fairness placement. I apologize if you can hear my stomach rumbling. It's pretty loud, but I hope you don't mind that. And yes, this Page of Wands and then with the Three of Swords combined with the Wheel of Fortune gives me a lot of the energy of Aries placement, especially Aries Venus. Aries Mars is also a possibility. Anything else for pile number 2 about what people love about them? Here you have the Page of Swords. So many youthful energy here. It could be that people love you because you make them feel young again, regardless of their age, regardless of your age, but you make people enjoy life as in they are teenager, as in they were young again. You make people feel like their life is beautiful, it's worth living, worth to be excited about, which it is, which that is the truth. You're just helping them seeing how beautiful the world is. You're helping people to see how lovable they are, and they love you for that. You're someone who is extremely smart and observant. So you're able to point out what is it that people missed? What is it the best way or the correct reason for people to understand, to feel the excitement that yet you feel? What else will call number 3? What do people love about them? So you have the 9 of Wands. Okay, my stomach sounds was pretty loud. Even if previously you don't hear that, I think you might hear that now. But let's pretend that nothing is happening, okay? I will be eating my breakfast after this reading is finished. But it's okay, I love reading tarot though. It makes me happy. I learn a lot by reading this. Even though I'm reading for other people, it helps me to learn about myself too. Okay, so you have the 9 of Wands and then the Tower cards. So if previously I mentioned about Aries placement, now this is combined with the Scorpionic placement. Such a powerful energy here, which means that you have this regenerative side of you. You're not someone who is knocked down and stop getting up. Of course not. You are someone who is transformative. When you fall down, you stand up. You are extremely resilient here with the 9 of Wands and then the Tower with the Page of Wands and then Page of Swords. Actually, all of your cards give me the vibes of someone who is extremely resilient, very stubborn in a good way. So you're not someone who is giving up on things, giving up to the things that they or you are believing it. Now that I can see the full picture with the Wheel of Wands and then Tower here. This is really wonderful though, because not only you are extremely powerful, but you literally embrace every part of yourself. I do think that pile number 1 or pile number 2 also talk about embracing every aspect of yourself. So perhaps if it calls to you, you can look at pile number 2 or pile number 1, whichever calls to you, and there's some message over there. And yes, I want to talk about how much power you have here. Very stubborn and reaching your goals, your beliefs, or what you want to pursue in these lives. And interesting enough is that whenever you're knocked down, there is some challenge faced. You're someone who is gaining even power, even more power when facing that. So by meeting these obstacles, not only you are gaining more power, you are stepping into your power, but you are also stripping away this bad and self-limiting beliefs of yours. So anything that is negative, that does not serve you in this certain moment anymore, you will be stripping that away and recreate the things that you want to manifest. There's this powerful manifesting energy. Someone who can make or break things with their mind, with their actions. To be honest, there's this sense of your action is pretty unpredictable and it brings chaos to other people. It brings this transformations, this tipping point where people cannot ignore you any longer. And this is such an interesting part because people cannot not look at you. You're literally unforgettable. You literally have so much power so that people cannot look away from you, cannot not put your perspective in attention. You've been through a lot that it gains you this wisdom, this lesson learned that is beneficial not only to yourself but to other people who are also learning from you. This is such a wonderful path. It makes me shake with how much power you guys have here. With this plutonic energy, perhaps you have 8th house placement or scorpionic placement that is prominent in your chart. But yeah, there's this Mars and plutonic energy combined in one single reading. Anything else for pile number 3? Okay, I think this one wants to come out using this card. Okay, dear future self, I know you're proudly watching me. This is such a beautiful card. In case you want to take a screenshot, I personally love this, and I hope you love this as much as I do. Here you go. Dear future self, I know you are proudly watching over me, so yeah. You're someone who makes your past as your power, as your strength. You make your past and your present as your strength so that your future self are proud when they look back on you. And this is why I said that you are embracing every side of yours, even when things does not go as well, even when you are learning new things, you make mistakes, and then you fail, for example. You own them, you take responsibility to them, you take accountability for it, and you learn these lessons. You're accepting yourself as whole. It is part of me, and I learn not only from my successes with the Wheel of Fortune here, but also from my mistakes, from the obstacles that are appearing in front of me, from the mistakes that I make, and from me taking responsibility of fixing the mistakes. And you are owning things. You accept all those part of you. even the darker and the most difficult ones to love, you love them. See, you have this healthy sense of self-love. And people love that about you. Perhaps to some of them, they are envious about it because not everyone has that bravery to embrace every part of them, even their darker or the darkest side of them. It's easier to antagonize, to villainize, and to blame those part of yourself that is not easy to love, rather than to fully embrace it, to fully accept that, to look at it right in the eyes and say that I accept you wholly. The good and the bad, the successes and the failures, the past and the future, as well as the present. That is such a powerful skills to have, to be honest. Even I feel jealous because to be able completely in peace with yourself was something that is extremely, in my personal opinion, it's extremely difficult to have. It's way above self-control because you now understand yourself wholly, that you don't need to control it, you do teamwork with it. Does that make sense? So rather controlling it, restricting it, you understand how it works and use it to your own advantage. So you went along with the waves. Rather than controlling the waves, you went along with the waves and see what can you use this wave for. Rather than controlling the waves, you make use of the wave as an energy generator, for example. And yeah, this is such an amazing part. If you have any practices or skills or meditations or anything like that that you can share, please do, because I would love to know. I'm also in the process of loving myself, every part of myself, even the part where it's difficult to love this part of myself. And yeah, and then next, your card is life is a game, make sure you're the one who plays, not others who make choices for you. You want to screenshot this? Just a moment. Yep. Life is a game, make sure you're the one who plays, not others who make choices for you. So you take full responsibility on your life. You take full accountability on the choices that you make. So you don't let other people decide things for you. Very decisive here and very responsible with your life, with yourself. And you have this energy that is very admirable. I hope you can influence so much people with this energy of yours, with this lesson of yours that you learned. Very passionate people, not the kind of person who are afraid to strip away their identities, their personalities, or the things that they associated with their identity, had it not been relevant to what they want to be in their life any longer. So the kind of person who transform regularly, perhaps people have been saying that you change a lot, you change so much, even when, for example, they haven't seen you for around 3 months, and then they say, oh, you've changed a lot. It's like you're a different person now. And you take that as a good thing, because people change and you want to change for the better. And it's good that you change and you think change is good, because you rather change than stay stagnant, not learning new things, not gaining new insights, not understanding the things that you have yet to understand previously. So you're stripping away the identity and willing to make a new one. So you're not attached with your personality, your identity, your values and beliefs, mindsets, and anything. If it does not serve you any longer, if it does not help you to get to where you want to be, it does not help you get closer to your goals, then you are willing to strip it away, to peel it off and leave it behind, and adopt new mindsets, better habits, and things that will help you in this journey. Because sometimes we outgrown our old habits, our old beliefs and thoughts and thinking patterns. It's not a bad thing, it just means that the situations are different now. We have different environment, we have different needs in this present moment, so it's natural for us to change. The only thing that is permanent is change itself. The unchanging thing is only change, because that is something that is unchanging. The fact that change will happen, there will always be change, is unchanging, which is interesting, right? Anything else for pile number 3? Anything else for pile number 3? What do people love about them? Okay, this is your card. Nine of Pentacles. Wow, this is such a beautiful card you have over here. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. You are meant to be happy in this world. I just want to tell you that if you think you are suffering right now and you think that there's so many things or obstacles that I've been going through, but you know what? You're destined to be happy, to be so full of abundance. I want to give you a hug. I'm giving you a hug right now, and I hope you can feel that. This energetic hug. But you are meant to be happy in this life. You are meant to enjoy the blessings in life. You are meant to be full of abundance and able to enjoy that. So it's okay to claim it. Know that you will finally gain the blessings that you've always wanted to. It will be yours. The dream, the happy life, the security, it will be yours. So do not fear about that. Okay? The pain will not be forever if you think that you are suffering right now. And it's okay to feel like things is not always going well. But you have to know that with the wheel of wands, a wheel of fortune here, that you will never be forever. in the bottom. It's like a wheel. You will never forever be underneath. One day you will be in the top and you will be able to have the opportunity to enjoy. Because I have this feeling that some of you are thinking that is the Tower and then the Nine of Wands is something good. But it is. Because we don't know for sure what is good and what is bad until things happened and some other time happens. Because I wanted to tell you this. Sometimes when we make decisions or things happen to us, you might think that, oh my gosh, this is a bad luck, or this is something bad happening to me, or this is something good that is happening to me, but you do not know about that. At that moment, it might feel like a blessing or a curse, but after some time happened, you see in the future environment or in the future situation where this was something crucial, this was something that is needed to happen so that you can reap these blessings. I know that this sounds really awful to say, but it goes both ways. Sometimes bad things happen so that in the future you realize that it wasn't actually a curse, it wasn't actually something bad. It was just a blessing in disguise, yes. But things that you might think that it is a good thing in the present moment when that happened could be something bad in the future. Because good things and bad things, a blessing or cursings, it is very subjective, right? What we think is a blessing might not be a blessing in the near future when different circumstances applies, when different situations need different answers. So it's a very subjective feeling, but I'm not going to diminish your pain, your sufferings. It's not that I'm saying you are meant to get through this. I mean, it's still painful regardless that it is useful or not in the future. But I just want to remind you that one day this pain, these sufferings, this lesson that you learned in the past will have its place in your life. It will bring you something that is much more than you can ever imagine. Someday your pain and suffering will have its place. One day it will make sense. I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, but okay, am I going to end the reading like that? Let's see any cards, because it felt like to some of you it gives off this bitter taste, as if saying everything happens for a reason. To be honest, it kind of is. Everything does happen for a reason, but it felt bitter. It felt annoying to hear that, right? Yeah. So anything else? Okay, that's really fast. You have 2. Okay, you got 3. Wow. So you have 3 of them. Ta-da! Oops. So memories are important, but remember to live 2. And then relying on yourself is strength, but relying on others for help is also strength. And lastly, whichever door you take, it will lead you to what is meant for you. So relax, you'll never miss your blessings. Okay. So this is your card, and I'm going to put it there. Yeah, that is for your reading. I hope it helps you in some way or another. I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye.